I'm not gonna lie, the biggest story coming out of COTA isn't just Tyler Reddick winning again, it's the cheating noise that exploded right after it. Because Tyler Reddick didn't just win at EchoPark Automotive Grand Prix, he made history by becoming the first Cup driver to open a season with 3 straight wins. And almost instantly, a chunk of the online conversation turned away from the drive itself and into conspiracy talk about 2311 Racing, the lawsuit settlement, and whether NASCAR is somehow letting this happen. The actual race result is real. Reddick beat Shane van Gisbergen by nearly 4 seconds at COTA, and he left Austin with a massive 70-point lead in the standings. So today, that's what we're breaking down. We're going through the conspiracy chatter that started flying the second the checkered flag dropped, some of the actual accusations fans were posting, why a few media voices fed that mood while others completely shredded it, what Tyler Reddick himself basically revealed about how he beat SVG, and why the real truth here may be a lot less dramatic than the internet wants it to be. Then we'll finish with what all of this means heading into Phoenix. This isn't just one random win. 2311 came into 2026 after an ugly legal fight with NASCAR in 2025, a fight that ended in a December settlement. Then the new season starts. Tyler wins Daytona, then Atlanta, then COTA. That kind of streak was always going to get people talking. Add Michael Jordan's team, a recent lawsuit, and a fast start that nobody in the garage can match right now. That's where the first wave of conspiracy claims came from. The basic idea spreading online was simple. 2311 settles with NASCAR. Then suddenly, Tyler Reddick starts the year 3 for 3. So some fans decided the settlement must have included something shady. One post said, "Was this part of the settlement agreement with 2311 and NASCAR? Boring." Another flat out said, 2311 is clearly cheating and NASCAR is allowing it. Tyler Reddick is not that good of a driver. Something definitely happened with the lawsuit. Another read, "Settled the lawsuit, bam, 3 wins in the first 3 races of the 2026 NASCAR season. I'm sure it's just coincidence." And maybe the strongest one was, "It is obvious this is part of the settlement. There is no way in this day and age of engineering any one driver has this type of advantage over 3 races." That's not just normal fan talk, that's a full narrative. You could even see both sides of that fight in some of the posts. One user mocked it with, "Here come the 'this was part of the settlement' conspiracy theorists." And Alan Cavanagh summed up how loud it got by saying multiple conspiracy theorists called the SiriusXM NASCAR post-race show, claiming something's fishy. Apparently, 2 wins was cool, 3 was just too much. That right there tells you the real mood after COTA. This wasn't just a couple random replies. It got big enough that media people were openly reacting to it. And I get why that feeling hits some fans, even if the conclusion doesn't hold up. Because from a pure storyline angle, it almost sounds too perfect. Michael Jordan's team settles a legal war with NASCAR. Then his driver comes out and starts rewriting the record book. That's the kind of sequence that makes sports fans suspicious, even when nothing illegal is actually there. But this is where the conversation gets more important. Some actual NASCAR voices completely rejected that conspiracy line. One of the strongest responses came from Jeff Gluck and Jordan Bianchi, and honestly, this is where the bombshell truth part of the story settles in. The people who actually cover this sport closely think the conspiracy theory falls apart the second you apply logic to it. Gluck said he didn't even understand what people were referencing. The idea that they won the lawsuit and now it's rigged so 2311 wins 3 in a row makes no sense. Logically, if NASCAR wanted to secretly help a team, making it this obvious would be the dumbest possible way to do it. Bianchi piled on and joked that the theory would require NASCAR to settle a multi-million-dollar lawsuit in December and then quietly agreed to let 2311 win Daytona, Atlanta, and COTA just because Michael Jordan works in 3s. It's funny, but it also exposes how unrealistic the claim sounds once you actually say it out loud. Gluck went further and pointed out the contradiction in NASCAR fandom. Fans often say NASCAR can't even get basic things right, then turn around and argue NASCAR secretly rigged 2 superspeedways and a road course without anyone exposing it. The amount of coordination required for that would be enormous. And there's another practical reason the cheating narrative doesn't land. Tyler Reddick's COTA win looked like a legitimate, controlled road course performance. He won the pole, led 58 laps, and when Shane closed late, Reddick still maintained the gap and won by 3.944 seconds. This wasn't fuel mileage luck. It wasn't a mystery caution. It wasn't a fluke restart. He controlled the race and beat the road course ace straight up. That's why the Tyler Reddick reveals bombshell truth angle really comes down to how he described the drive itself. Because what he said after the race didn't sound like someone hiding an advantage. It sounded like someone managing pressure. Reddick said that in the heat of the battle, he focused on holding off Shane. But once he started to pull away, it became about hitting his marks and not trying to be a hero. He didn't need to win by 8 seconds, he just needed to execute. No mention of cheating, no hint of some secret edge, just discipline. He protected his tires, avoided overdriving, and refused to make the mistake SVG was waiting for. Kenny Wallace went after the conspiracy crowd hard. He mocked the idea that 2311 sued NASCAR and then NASCAR just let them win everything. He questioned whether people actually thought that through. And his central point was simple. Tyler Reddick won those races on talent. And here's something important. He didn't win 3 identical races the same way. Daytona was chaos survival. Atlanta was strategy and late race execution. COTA was pace and precision. 3 different track types, 3 different styles. That actually weakens the rigged theory, not strengthens it. Now the dominance is becoming a real points problem. With the current format placing heavy value on wins, Reddick's 3 straight victories have put the number 45 car in attack mode early, while everyone else is chasing. He leaves COTA with 186 points. Bubba Wallace is second with 116. That's a 70-point gap after only 3 races. And that's why the real truth behind this alleged scandal probably isn't some hidden deal. It's that 2311 is fast, Tyler Reddick is executing, and the new structure makes a fast start feel suffocating. Rivals aren't uneasy because they have proof of cheating. They're uneasy because if this continues, they'll be buried before the season even settles in. Now all of this shifts straight to the Shriners Children's 500 at Phoenix. If Reddick wins again, he becomes the first Cup driver since Jimmie Johnson in 2007 to win 4 straight races. That's why this isn't just a hot streak anymore. It's a legacy pace story. Winning 3 in a row gets attention. Winning 4 puts you in rare company. History shows a lot of drivers reach 3 and stall before 4. Phoenix becomes the pressure test. And Reddick doesn't sound like someone getting carried away. His mindset after COTA was about control, keeping the car underneath him, hitting his marks, and not wasting the fastest car in the field. That's what makes him dangerous right now. So here's the real takeaway. The internet is chasing a conspiracy because domination makes people uncomfortable. But the more believable story is that Tyler Reddick is putting together one of the sharpest 3-race starts the sport has ever seen. And if he wins Phoenix too, this debate won't quiet down, it'll explode. So now I want your take. Are fans overreacting because 2311 suddenly looks untouchable? Or do you think this early dominance is going to keep feeding the conspiracy crowd no matter what Tyler Reddick does? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you want more NASCAR breakdowns like this, hit like, subscribe, and stay locked in, because Phoenix could turn this from controversy into full-blown history.